My name's Lily Fournier.
Started her first CBL last fall, so it's been a full year at this point. And she had a general interest in historic preservation. Really what made this take off in the way it did is because we just found the perfect community partner for her, Jamie Duggan from the Department of Historic Preservation. And what started out as doing visits to historic locations around Montpelier has turned into just so many different things. And now, this semester it's really kind of a conglomeration of many different things. She's had the opportunity to work with a window and plaster restoration expert up in Danville, and is continuing to do work with Jamie here, especially here at the Barre Labor Hall. Today they're going to be repointing the masonry. So it's just become a lot of different pathways out of that one single interest that's really reinforced her interest in the subject, and her plan is to pursue that after she graduates.
Yeah, so we're actually back here.
Okay, I didn't see Lily yet. So.
Nope, doesn't look like it. So, I'm sure. You guys want to come check out the bakery and see what we're doing? This was a bakery that the building was built in 1913 as an offshoot of what was happening in the Socialist Labor Hall. And that was used as a store, and it was a community gathering place, and a lot of an important part of the Italian community here. And so this bakery was run as part of the operations over there. And it ran until I think it was about the 1940s or 50s, and then this building turned into a storage building. And recently the Historical Society decided they wanted to restore the building and kind of return its function, turn it back into a bakery. So they hired Jeremiah Church, who is a master oven builder. He used to live in Vermont. He started Woodbelly Pizza, and his friend Dave, who he went to college with, is now running that company. But Jeremiah has built a number of production bread ovens across the country. And so he came back in January and was really the lead for building the core of this oven. So all the fire brick and the refractory components of the oven, the guts of it that really work. And it was great because Lily got to come then and helped us lay a number of the bricks for the sidewalls, and I think she came back later that week and we were working on the dome. It was good for her to see sort of the seeds of what started there. And then over the summer, Lily was my primary helper in getting this brickwork done around the core. And in particular, this area, I kind of call it her corner because she worked here, and most of this is all her work. We were working side by side, and she can tell you a little more about that.
Hi, everybody.
No worries. Good morning.
Good morning. So I came in last year, more than a year ago at this point, and wanted to do something with historic preservation for my CBL, and talked to Sarah and was like, this is what I want to do. I don't know. It's a weird request. And I was kind of went in thinking they're not going to be able to really find anything. Just because I didn't know, I had no idea what was going on. And then the connection was made to Jamie, and then just everything opened up.
Just as part of the training that we've been doing here with masonry, we're focusing now on the exterior, doing repointing. But I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the process of laying bricks and understanding how they go together is beneficial in what we're doing now as we're chiseling mortar and repointing the areas that are damaged outside.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you've talked a lot about some of the repairs that were done on the outside of this building that are just terrible.
Not yet. We haven't got outside yet, but yes.
Oh, well, we've talked a lot about some of the repairs, just like people just using cement mortar pretty much instead of like all cement mostly, and it just, the bricks then can't expand or anything, and so they crack. And there's whole sections on the outside that have just been, like, they're falling apart. Like, we can't, the bricks have been broken, like the face, and more just keeps falling off because they can't, squeezed in there too tight.
We should finish these areas that were deeper last time.
Yeah.
And we'll finish patching those up, and then we can clean up some, get up some, we'll pack in some more of these open joints here.
Yeah. The mortar on these buildings is really old. Some of it is original, some of it has been replaced. But over time, it starts to fail a little bit, get a little bit soft. And so we've already gone through, and any places where it was broken, I mean, now there aren't any to show you, but any places where it was broken or really soft, we've gone through and just carved it all out pretty deep. And so now we're gonna be just filling those back up with new mortar. And we've started, so you can see places we've started, and we'll go back through. I think we're going to be cleaning these up, cleaning them back a little bit today, just because they're pretty rough, and then cleaning them up to be a little bit nicer. And when we do our final layer of mortar to fill it up, even with the brick, we'll define it a little bit more. You can't really see on any of these. Something like this, just to help accentuate, like make it look a little bit cleaner. And then at the end we'll wash all of these to try and match the original coloring, just because the new mortar is really white and the old mortar is pretty stained after all of these years. And so we'll just go back through to try and make it look a little more cohesive. So today we're just gonna be we're gonna start by wetting everything down, because bricks are really porous. They absorb a lot of water, and so when you lay bricks, you have to soak them first. And we can't soak these because they're all on a wall, but we're just gonna wet them a little bit, because otherwise when you put the mortar in, all the moisture from the mortar will immediately be sucked out by the brick. It's called flashing, and it means that the mortar isn't able to bond well to the brick. It needs to dry a little bit slower and let the water evaporate from the mortar as opposed to getting sucked into the brick. So we're gonna wet it all down a little bit, and then we'll be able to get started filling in some more of these stuff down here, and then there's some more over there that we need to do. So I'm gonna be going to school, probably out of state, to get an undergraduate degree, probably at a liberal arts college, but with a focus towards historic preservation, and then kind of working towards that, either to be in the trades or to be more management of projects like this. I mean, it's definitely solidified that it's something I want to do. I came in, when I started my CBL, and when I came in as a freshman, I kind of knew that this is where I wanted to go. But being able to do this, I was just last week up in Danville, doing some historic window work with this woman, Sally Fishburne, who's incredible. And like stuff like this is just, it's really special. You don't get to do this everywhere, and through Jamie and through the CBL department, to be able to find all of these people who are doing what I'm interested in has made it clear that this definitely is something that I want to do, and not just something that I was like, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But it definitely, I mean, it is. It's really fun, and I love it, and I'm still here 1 year later.
Yeah, so community partners are the backbone of this program. CBL would not exist without the many people who take students into their line of work every semester, and sometimes time and time again. Jamie's a great example of someone who's just really, listened to what Lily wanted to explore, and then was really creative about, kind of utilizing his connections, and then bringing her into the work that he's doing, and really involving her. So there's such a autonomous piece there, because she can, she just kind of jumps in and gets to it, and she's part of the team making the work happen.